want to maintain a distance from a person, and you don't have a chair or any stick with you. Okay. I think most natural is you will try to keep the distance down. It's simple to perform, it's efficient, and therefore when you go to karate classes, it's being commonly taught. It's like firing off a bullet, whereas a storm kick is like a battering ram. You use it and you just shove it forward this way. Goes to the body, specifically the solar plexus or the liver, right? Maybe the chin. Pick up like that as opposed to move forward, trusting straight, right? And in this video, we'll be responding to the front kick. Let's go with the adamant, and then I just finish off with the student kick. This one comes from our, strangely, the highest level of kata, but also it consists of all the basics inside. So it's just step forward, the adamant, and then finish off with the gyatsuzuki. In Shoshin kata number 1, perform a step back, perform a deflection to the right, and if that with a straight punch and a round kick. In a kata called Kihon kata number 1, if the preference is for you to take a position because you believe that the other person is going to attack you again, I should be taking a position to move away from the next attack, and right from here, an immediate counter attack should come. I stood up in one leg, block the leg, I go down there, block the knee, and then immediately I punch and finish the person. So this is found in the raw high kata, which is the white fang kung fu kata. Go up, down, and punch. So the next one you saw was the one I did the joint kick. You can find it from the Tururun kata. You get in low, and then you lift your leg and you take the knee joint and bring the person down. I block and take the leg away. This is just a combination of Kihon that we do, not specifically found in any kata.
the basics that we learned for throwing is also based on the front kick, and this exists in the kata called nage kata, specifically nage kata number 1, step back to let the kick miss the target, deflect it to the right, step in to take a position where one hand is on the sleeve and the other hand is on the face or the shoulder, and finish the throw, putting him to the ground. So this has been a response to the front kick or maegiri. If you like what you see in this video, or if you find it useful, click on the like button.
If you don't like, please comment so we can improve further.
If you think this is valuable to your friends and your fellow karate mates, do help to share it around.
If you want to see more content from us in the future, click on the subscribe button.
This has been a video for the Lionheart Academy channel, and with that, we hope you can enjoy karate more. Os. Thank you. Okay, so again, my favorite part of the series or the episode where we talk about the comparison between our approaches when it comes to, in this case, the front kick. So one of the things that struck me as a stark similarity is to move away from the technique. So like in my case, as a template answer, I would take a momentary step back before I counter attack. And as an option also, if I don't want to step back, I could take side positions as well. And I happen to see that there is a similar approach to you also. So although like when you step back, is there any particular detail in the footwork that you use? Like for example, like for us to put it simply, the nearest leg to the direction would step back. But in your case, are there cases where you use the furthest leg away to step away from the goal?
Actually similar concept, because we wanted to smoother, right? If you use the furthest leg, you'll be slow and stuck in the middle and get kicked. Yeah. So you want to move to the direction that is, move the leg to the direction that is closest to the leg first, and then go by drawing the other leg. But what I can see also, there's a difference in our concept, whereby Shitoru likes to move in a straight line, and Ashira move in a more circular manner.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so that's interesting to know.
The other one for me is like what you pointed out in the reference to your kata, where you don't simply just, there are instances where you don't simply just move out of the way, but you have your lead leg lift up and you use your hand to deflect. Like, I'm just wondering, is there a situation in which you would want to use that kind of reaction where you have your front leg away as compared to simply stepping out of the way when the front leg is coming to you?
Yes, that's the difference. When we step away naturally, we further away from the opponent. So we have to follow the more technique if our end goal is to bring the person down. If I just move my hand, only the front leg away, I'm still close to the person. So it's much easier for me to follow with the takedown after that. But of course, there's a danger in that because I'm standing in one leg. If the person rushes in and is bigger than me, I might be knocked off my balance.
Actually, it struck me with something. The point that you say about if I intend to close in quickly to take the person down, I might choose to lift my leg up for me to miss the kick, so that immediately I can close in. And that is one of the alternative mindset that I could possibly incorporate into my Ashira Karate training, because like my approach to throwing is similar to my approach to everything else. So basically, it's for the front leg to take a mini step back, to deflect it away, and then I take another step in to close. But in your case, it's about lifting it up and putting it down. So that's quite interesting for me.
So the reason why, of course, this one looks at all. The reason why we want to lift it up, so that we have this momentum. When we bring it down, our body will charge into this leg. So if the person is near, you deflect the leg. When you go down, you immediately push the whole body down.
I see. So it's a combination of making use of gravity and your body mechanics, where you coil in
and then release it back.
Okay.
Yeah, regarding the Ashira way of connecting, what thing struck me is the one that you wear in one big circle, right, around me, and I honestly I couldn't see where he was. Right? And then suddenly what I feel is he's using that momentum to throw me in the same direction. I think if he didn't catch me and he let go, I just slammed my head on the floor, I would have rolled away pretty far. So that is a pretty smooth thing.
It goes back to what you mentioned just now. I'm not saying that it is true across the board. There seems to be a preference in Shitori to move in a linear fashion. Linear not just simply meaning move back, but even to the side and then coming back straight. But in Ashara Karate, at least in my experience, there is a preference to move in circles. Right? When we receive something, we tuck it away in a circular fashion. When we do footwork, we tend to circle around the person in that sense. And doing that is to move to his or her blind spot, so that you can move without being detected, basically. Yeah, so that's an interesting comparison. Two approaches, same intent, same the end result at the end of the day, but it's quite an interesting food for thought that we can all consider when we practice.
Okay. Is there like a distance we keep in mind when it goes circular motion versus for us straight line, because we are fighting medium distance. Okay. So we employ straight line. But what I realized is for your approach, it tends to be very near. So I'm just wondering whether is it because you're so close to me, you prefer to employ circular motion of evasion? Because for my style, we fight medium to close distance, right? So I think a linear evasion works better for us.
Okay.
And for my style, if we get too close, it gets very uncomfortable. We get stuck in a way.
Okay. I think it goes back to the philosophy or the mindset that we have in Ashara Karate. So we always say that Ashara Karate is based on the principle of sabaki, and sabaki refers to controlling the opponents. Right. And for you to control the opponents, you need to have good distance, you need to have good positioning, and you need to have good timing, right? And the logic that we have is that the nearer you are to the person, the more control that you can exert to the other person. Right? And that is not to say that if you are this close in a position where I can pull you, you can pull me, that means that I have control. The condition is that, yes, I need to be close to you, but I need to have a better position than you are.
Okay.
So that is the reason why I tend to prefer to be close when I'm dealing with an assailant or an attacker.
I see.
And then, of course, when you are already up close, one of the ways where you can move the body around is through circular motion. It is not to say that linear techniques doesn't work. There are instances where linear techniques works really well, but when you're exploiting the person's balance, like for example, if you're standing in a fighting stance, okay, if I try to push you straight, your back leg will brace to it. But if I pull you in a circular fashion, right, I'm basically pulling you sideways.
There's an unsupported structure here.
Yeah, there's an unsupported structure. So it really depends when do you use circles. But yeah, there is a tendency to use circles. There is a tendency to keep close, and that's because of the sabaki mindset that we have.
Okay, very interesting.
Okay, nice.